one for at least 3 weeks. So how are you doing? It's good to have you with us. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. I've got to tell you today about something that happened this morning, and it's going to have a lot to do with what happens in the channel in the next weeks. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But we have a lot of things going on, and just want to say hello to anyone who's just logged in. It's good to have you with us. If you're checking out the channel on the replay and you're having a look at this tomorrow or the day after or whenever, don't forget you're always welcome to comment down below on anything that we've got to talk about, and let me know what you think. How's it going? Good evening, Dave. How are you? It's nice to see you in the room. And we got lots to talk about. I'm just getting up my chat room on here so I know what's going on and I can see everything, because being the age that I am, I'm using my phone here and the text is also little and I can't really see it properly. So I'm going to be doing, you know, the normal thing of looking over here to my chat room to see who's here and who knows what. So my question to you, I had this conversation with my wife the other day, right? For all my videos, you get a chance to either tick it or thumbs down, or you know what I'm talking about. And I'm always amazed that people do a thumbs down on any video. I have been on here for 3 years, probably, and I don't think for all the videos I've watched, I've ever done a thumbs down. I don't understand why anyone would want to, because if you don't like it, you just go somewhere else, don't you? You don't need to do a thumbs down. Have you ever done a thumbs down? That's what I want to know. Is your question. If you have, and you've done a thumbs down on any video, tell me why. Because I'd kind of be interested to know why, because I've never just bothered doing it, as a matter of fact, for me. Right, let me just say hello to who's coming into the chat room. Addy Merritt, how you doing? Project Weaver, good to see you. Tammy, hi. Few people getting in there, ready to have a little chat. We've got something to talk about. I got an email this morning, right? Now, a lot of people who watch my channel will know that my live streams are usually pretty bad because the picture quality is awful and that. And I've been looking to sort out fiber, so I've got better internet. Well, last week, I actually found a company that is going to do my fiber for me. So that will be coming in March the 17th, which meant that I would be leaving my current supplier because they can't give me fiber internet. So in all of their paperwork, it says to you, you have to give them a month's notice. So we gave them a month's notice. And I'm talking about from last week. And I got an email this morning telling me that they're disconnecting me from the service as of midnight today. That basically means between now and the 17th of March, I'm not going to be about. So it's a real bummer, really, because it means that we're not going to be able to have any more meetups for a few weeks. I'm not going to be able to upload a few videos for the next few weeks unless I can find a way around it. I have a dastardly plan. I should be talking to somebody about it tomorrow, and who knows, I may be about. We'll have to wait and see. But there is this chance that I'm not going to be about on the channel for the next 3 weeks, basically, because I won't have any internet in the house. What I've done today, I have done 2 videos, one which will go out tomorrow, saying exactly the same thing, that I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks. And I did another video today to go out on Thursday. I'm still going to make videos all the time, and hopefully I'll figure out a way of getting them uploaded to keep them going. But I'm just warning you in case I'm not about. It does mean that I'm not going to be able to answer your comments on any videos or anything unless I find myself out and about them and somewhere that's got Wi-Fi. So that's the situation at the moment. All right, what are we seeing in the chat room? Good. I'm glad to see that you guys aren't thumbs down people. I don't see the point in it myself. Ooh, that's not very nice. User MP8WY3EL9M. I've just read your comment. Welcome into the chat room, by the way. And yeah, that would make sense. WhatsApp group's no good to me, Jonathan, because I've got no internet. This is the problem. We're going to be down and out for a while, so we'll just have to do whatever we can do. My phone doesn't do that. I've only got, an old phone, to be honest with you, and I tend to use my phone mostly for doing these videos. I tend to, I'm someone who likes the PC. I don't like texting on a phone. Thumbs ain't very good at that. And so I always leave things until I'm sitting in front of my PC and I answer comments then. So I'm going to have to change things over the next few weeks and see how we go. Yes, Mark, I've got internet for tonight. It goes on tonight at midnight. And so what's going to happen between now and the 17th, I don't know. But if I can figure a way, if I can fandangle perhaps one of my neighbours to let me hook onto their internet, who knows, I may be back. But just take it that I'm not going to be here. But I thought I'd tell you, in case you think I'd buggered off on holiday, because I'm not. I'm still going to be here. So don't worry about it. I am about. I just may not be able to answer you. I don't go to the theatre, James. I'm not a theatre going person, I'm afraid. So I've never got anything from the theatre. I do collect DVDs and films and Blu-rays and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not a showy person. It doesn't really do it for me. So I've never really done that. Well, when you consider, Dave, that I specifically asked for I ran out of contract, right? I've got to tell you, I phoned them up today to see, because they've been hounding me since I've done it the other day. They've been hounding me, trying to keep me to stay with the company. And I rang them up this morning just to see if there was any chance of them rolling it on, because I thought I'd leave myself enough time that I'd have a crossover, so I would get the new fibre in and I'd still have the old one until at least a week after the new fibre goes in. But I spoke to somebody on their phone team, whatever, and I explained that I was moving, and they asked me why, and I told them that I wasn't able to get fibre from them here, and I asked if I could leave them disconnecting me until the 23rd of March instead of the 23rd of February. And they said, oh, we could do that for you if you sign the contract for another 2 years. You can imagine I wasn't best pleased. And so that's where we are with the situation today. That's what's happened. And yeah, if I'm without internet, it's going to be really odd. I haven't been without internet since I moved into this house. How long ago is that? Oh, 13 years ago. So I haven't been without internet for that sort of longer time. At the time I was doing radio, and I used to record my shows and go and sit in Weatherspoons in Cambridge and upload my shows in their pub using their Wi-Fi. But the problem with normal Wi-Fi is that an 8-minute video for my channel, any video that I do, around 8 minutes takes, with normal internet on here, at least 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours, which is a total pain. And it's been one of those things. What can I say? So we don't know what the situation is. But where I'm fortunate, where I might be able to get away with it, is my neighbour to that side has got fibre, and my neighbour to that side has got Virgin Media. So I may have to go and try and be really nice and ask if I can hook onto one of them and see if we can get it going. Constanza 76, hello, welcome to the chat room. You said to me, it must be end of last week now, wasn't it, that you were going to try and get in and check us out. Well, pleased to have you with us. You've moved from Brixton, London to the Highlands and Grampian regions of Scotland. It's supposed to be pretty nice up there. I've got friends who are always talking about Scotland and tell me how lovely it is. My sister moved to Scotland. She's on the, I'm now looking, on the west coast. She's just up from Glasgow. She's been there for a couple of years and loves it there. If you're here for the first time and wondering what I'm looking over there for, I do see your comments just here, but you only ever see 2 or 3 at a time, and I've been looking over here. Do you know what, Chris? I looked at Starlink this morning, to be honest with you. I did. I had thought about Starlink, but it's still only normal speed, isn't it? And I've only got 3 weeks to go. I don't want to get myself tied up into spending a fortune, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is have words with my neighbours and see if perhaps they might be charitable enough to me if I ever pay them some money towards their Wi-Fi to let me hook on them for a couple of weeks. You never know, do you? Right, what else have we got? What else have we got here? My smartphone does have internet. You're absolutely right, Andy. But the signal's not that great. I'm using my phone for the live stream now and using the data off my phone. And as you'll know, if you've watched it over the last God knows how many weeks, that it does go all pixely and that. So it's just not really good enough to do the job. I'm looking forward to fibre. I got to be honest, Toby, welcome into the room. I'm looking forward to fibre. It'll be great. I really want to be able to use OBS for live streams and be able to bring pictures up and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit more creativity in it, if you like. So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully, once that's up and running, all of the awful pictures, I'm looking at my screen now at the live stream, and the picture's pretty awful, isn't it, to be fair? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who else? I retired to Scotland. The Isle of Mull. What, the Mull? That's up the top on it somewhere. I'm really not very good on my geography. Let's have a look. What's next? If they're on fire, it won't cost them any more. Well, I'll find out tomorrow probably how much my neighbours like me. If they let me hook onto them, eh? But that's what I'm going to try and do to get going. If not, you kind of know if I'm not about, it's not that I've loved you and left you. Not by choice. I'd much rather be here. Let's have a look. Oh, the Railway Children. Do you know I hadn't seen that until a couple of years ago? Is that the one with Jenny Agutter in it? I know she's in both, isn't she? The one from the 70s. Yeah, it's quite a good film, isn't it? I hadn't seen it when it first came out, and I thought I'll just check it out, and it was quite good. Yes, Andy Barrett, I am. Andy Barrett, I am really looking forward to be able to use OBS. I put it on here a while back and tried to do it, but my internet was so awful, it just didn't want to know. So I won't be able to use that just now. Steve Vowles, hello. I'm glad you liked the video for the novelty hits. Has everybody seen it yet? I put this video up the other day with a load of my favourite novelty hits of the 70s. Steve Vowles asked me to do it yonks and yonks ago, and I finally got around to doing it last week. So that's been up since Saturday. Still there if you want to go and have a check. and I'm up to date with you all. That's good. Now, I haven't really got much to talk about this evening because, not that I'm lazy or anything like that. I'm just telling you, it's not that I'm lazy. It's just that I haven't really got that much to speak about. If it hadn't have been for the fact that I got the email this morning, I'd have been kind of health news. Get this out of the way. I went and got my mask and my little CPAP machine last week, and so since Wednesday I've been sleeping with a mask on. I'll tell you what, it ain't as bad as I thought it was. I've managed to get stay on it for 6 or 7 hours each night, and yeah, it's not that bad. A couple of nights were better than I thought it was going to be. A couple of nights were worse, but they did tell me that with this machine, it's going to take 45 to 50 days before I start to see the benefit of it. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see where we go from there. Yeah, the mask is really quiet. I thought the machine would be really noisy, but it's not. It's very quiet, which pleased Debs no end because she was dreading it being noisy for going to sleep at night time. But yeah, I got that back. It's different, isn't it? You all saw the photo of me in it. One of my friends here in the chat room said that I looked like Hannibal Lecter. One of my sons said I looked like a cartoon criminal. There was some real, fun took out of me for that one. James, you said, that I should put a Star Wars mask. My stepson Noel said that when I put the mask on to show him the other day without the hose to it, when I talked, I sounded like Darth Vader. So, yeah. So we got that one out of the way. That's going. Let's do good, bad, and odd, shall we? The trouble is I've talked about some of this already. Good. I got the CPAP machine. It's working. That's got to be a good thing. Bad thing, losing the internet from tonight till the 17th. And the odd thing is that machine, because it's really weird. It's different. Sleeping with a mask on is not something I'm known to do. Not one of those kinds of people. More than likely, Constanza. My boy likes all that kind of stuff. All right, where am I? You guys are well in front of me tonight. I'm just trying to keep up with you. Don't worry, Andy. You can watch it anytime. John was in it. Yes, absolutely. Do you know what song should have been in it that I totally forgot? And what makes it worse is I used to use this particular song as one of my jingles when I was doing radio. And the one that I forgot was Johnny Reggae. Do you remember that one? Johnny Reggae. Well, the bit I also used to be at the very beginning of it, it used to have two girls talking to each other, if you've never heard it before, and they go, "What's he like, Mavis?" And the other one's, "Real tasty geezer." And I used to have that as the beginning of one of my jingles when I was doing radio. Perhaps I should get them out and play them one day. I haven't heard them for 7 years since I stopped doing radio. So it's a long time since I've heard them now. Right. Do you know I never watched The Crystal Maze? Never seen that. The Piglets, that's the one. Steve, glad you remembered that. I didn't think about it. I'd totally forgotten it. In fact, there were two I'd totally forgotten right up until I was doing it. The other one, obviously, was Loving You had made me bananas, that one. I'd forgotten about that. And the one before it, I can't think what that was. but I'd forgotten a couple of the songs, and I remembered them just as I was about to do it. But there were so many, Steve. When you were talking about 70s novelty hits, I first of all didn't think there were that many, and then when I went through them, there was absolutely loads, weren't there? The body slapping song. Yeah, there's at some stage I will revisit it and do a 50s, a 60s, and an 80s one. So there's a little foursome of those videos because it was fun to do. People have thought it was fun to watch, although anyone living in America only probably knew two of the songs, which would have been The Streak and My Ding-a-Ling. I've heard of Dr. Demento, and you know what? I have the song Fish Heads. I have it because I used to do a radio program called Missing in Action, where I played songs that weren't being played on mainstream radio. And one of my listeners in America asked for that, and I didn't have it. So I went and hunted about and managed to get myself a copy of it. And so I do have a copy of that as well. I haven't heard the Dr. Demento radio shows, but I would imagine they sound like they were fun. Puff the Magic Dragon could be thought of as a folk song. I wouldn't have called it a novelty song, Jonathan, but it certainly would have been early to mid 60s when Peter, Paul and Mary did it. So that might go in one of the old ones, but it may not, because there were so many way back when that you could always find good novelty records. They don't seem to do it anymore, do they? I haven't heard a proper novelty record, a new one for yonks. I love that saying, yonks. Right. So what do we want to talk about? Because we're like nearly halfway through. Oh, I got insulted tonight. Someone decided they knew what kind of person that I am, and left a comment on one of the videos tonight and got me totally wrong. So that was good. I didn't argue with him. I could have, but you know what? It's not worth doing, is it? Why argue with someone you don't know? So I didn't do that. Oh, I'll tell you what I watched yesterday, a film that I absolutely love. And I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a film called Koyaanisqatsi. And it's a film with no words. It's got a soundtrack music to it. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long. And the whole film are different time lapses and slow motion shots. And it's just the most beautiful film. Absolutely stunning. The film's called Koyaanisqatsi. I've got Powerqatsi as well, which I'm going to watch another night. Yeah, Philip Glass did the music in it. It's absolutely superb. And I watched that yesterday afternoon because I haven't watched it for ages and I've been meaning to. And yeah, it was great to see it again. And what is really good about it as well is the scenes when it comes out of nature and goes into the cities, and the people that are in. There's a group of ladies, 5 of them, in front of one of the Las Vegas casinos. They all in their orange uniform, and it is just so brilliant. And I loved watching the films. The film came out in 1982, but I was watching some extras on the DVD yesterday, and they were saying that it took them from when they started filming it to getting it released was 6 years. It took them 3 years to edit it. And so if it came out in 82, it was filmed in the mid 70s. And it's great to see all of the clothes and looking back in time. It is just such a brilliant film. I absolutely loved it. And I saw it years and years ago on Channel 4. You know, when you come in late of a night time and you put the telly on and then you just put whatever's on and you're watching it, and I'm thinking, what what is this about? And they showed this film. And I thought it was really good. So I went and hunted about and bought it on DVD. So I've got the first two. I didn't know it was a trilogy. I thought it was just the two films because I bought the two as a pack. And then yesterday I found out there's a third one. So now I've got to go on the hunt and see if I can get myself a copy of the third one. So I have got the 3 films. But it is really good. If you've never seen it, check it out. Koyaanisqatsi, Koyaanisqatsi. Pretty sure that's how you spell it. And it's so worth watching. Such a great film. Yeah, I liked the slow pace of it, and I thought the music was brilliant when it changes from nature bit, and you get all of the voices doing the music when you get into the city and all of that, and all of the train stations when all the people are about. It's just a really good watch. I didn't realise how good it was from the last time. And it's funny. It's one of those kinds of films that you can watch and you always see something different every time you see it. Tammy, do yourself a favour. Get a copy of it, see it wherever you can. It's an odd film, to be honest with you. If you have no idea what it is, it seems an odd film. And it's very slow at the very beginning of it. But the views are spectacular on it. It's a beautiful film. And so is Powakatsi. And there's this other one. That's it, Life Out of Balance. Yep, Dave's giving you the info there. So you Googled it like I did yesterday when I was trying to explain to Deb what it was all about. Hiya, Deb, how are you? Not my Debs, this is different Deb. Welcome along. Good to see you. And yeah, Koyaanisqatsi. It's just stunning film. See, if you lived near me, you could have borrowed mine. They say, do you know what? Someone was saying to me about DVDs are on their way out and that. And before I started this tonight, I was watching on YouTube the Criterion Closet. If you've watched my posts on it, you'll have seen me talking about it the other day. And it never seems to amaze me that all these film stars are still collecting DVDs. That tells you something, doesn't it? So they're still worth getting and still worth watching. I believe that DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K DVDs are all being sold still new all the time. And anyone, I think, who's getting back into it, there is such a wide range of stuff available that you can buy secondhand out of charity shops and places like that. And it's amazing the stuff you can find. I was looking the other day. I found a place in America. Oh, let me just have a look. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Movie Zing. Movie ZYNG. And they have got some brilliant box sets of DVDs and things to buy. They got The Odd Couple. I so love The Odd Couple. And they've got the box set there. And it's not a bad price. So I think it's about $73 for the box set. The problem with it is, I did go into it further. If I was to buy one, I would have to pay VAT when it crossed into this country. And I would also have to pay import taxes as well. So that would put the price of it up really a lot, which is a shame because I would love to have the full set of The Odd Couple. I've only got the first series that I bought years ago, and I kind of really would like to get more of them. It doesn't matter to me if it's an American version of it on DVD, because if it's an American version, my DVD will play it. But The version that Movie Zing are doing, they have it on a region free, so you can watch it anywhere. Just at charity shops and motels are great TV. Yeah, I bought a first season of Magnum for £1. £1. That was great. I picked one of them up. Anyone love Breakfast at Tiffany's? I've got that. Jonathan. Great thing. That's the trouble, isn't it? You receive a present for a friend in Canada and it gets stung for £25. It's a real. The podcast presented by Joe Downey called Movies That Made Us. Oh, I love anything like that. I'm well in anything that talks about films old and new. And that is, it's a podcast. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to see if I can find it. Is it a visual podcast? Because I love visual ones. I love to watch a podcast more than, I'm not so much a good listener. I kind of like to watch. Tony G, couldn't agree more. There are absolutely loads of DVDs available. See, Dave is in a Pixel Vision. This is the problem that I've got, and this is why I'm waiting now for fibre, because I want to do away with what I can see on there at the minute, because it's pretty awful, isn't it? 4K, will it be? I haven't got a 4K player. I've got a normal one. I did have a 4K DVD, but it died. And so I replaced it with a cheapie off of Amazon for 80 odd quid. And the one that was 80 odd quid is way better than the Panasonic one that I had that was 4K. Just a much more user responsive one. It's no good for obviously for 4K, but as a DVD and a Blu-ray player, it's brilliant. Cheap as chips, well worth having. So let's see what else we've got here. Blu-rays are very good. I think they're a bit long. Yeah, I think they are good. I've got some. I had. What did I buy? I had The Boat That Rocked. I had on DVD, and then I bought the Blu-ray of it. And to be honest with you, there isn't a great deal of difference between the two. So I don't think they're all better. I think if you like action films, then you're better off with Blu-ray and 4K. But if you're talking about older films, for someone like me, my telly's only a 39-inch screen. I couldn't get a bigger one in the room. But for me, I care more about the story itself than I do about the quality of the picture. Although I would like my live stream picture to be better than that. Have I ever bought anything from Amazon? Oh, that's not a bad price. That's the set for 33 quid. That I'd have a go at. Could you do me a favour? Could you, DVD Review Studios, put a link in here if you can and show us, to be honest, because I'll have a look and check that out. But like I say, I'm hoping I can get on tomorrow to see. I can't see it. Perhaps it is my eyes. I can't see. HD is much better than normal with my eyes. It's in very much the same way that my sound, because I'm wearing hearing aids, sound isn't the same as it used to be. I can't hear the quality as much as I used to. And so as you get older, it sort of ruins it for you. Although someone was saying the other day that I should talk about my videos and talk about what they're like for 5.1 and that, because once upon a time I had 5.1. I don't even have that anymore. But when I had 5.1, when I first got it, do you remember Gladiator? That came out, and when they brought the DVD player, and I brought the speakers, and they put the bass bin in front somewhere, and they fitted all of the speakers to my wall in my living room. and wired them all in, dug them into the thing. Cost a lot of money to have them do it, but they did it. And I can remember watching Gladiator, and you know them arrows when they're shooting. I had one go past my ear. I was like, "Whoa, hold tight a minute." That was a bit scary. It's a 5.1. That's worth having, I suppose, for the surround sound, because I think that makes it sound better. Totally. But as for quality of vision and that, I don't see that much different, to be honest. Are you laughing at me for my actions with the Gladiator thing, OJ? So it's nice to see so many in the room. Now, if you're watching this on the replay tomorrow, don't forget you are more than welcome to go down there and leave me a comment. Yeah, I thought you was laughing at me over that. But it was really good, and really it felt I was about 6 inches away from the speaker, and it came past me, and it was like, whoa, I really thought I was close. It made me jump, I have to admit. I loved having the 5.1 surround sound. I've never really gone back to doing it, and I don't know why, because it's much cheaper to do it now than it was back in 2002, I think it was, when I had that. That cost a fortune. Cost an absolute ton of money. And it was one of those, you know, when you really want to treat yourself. And that's what I did. It was lovely to have it at the time, and everything sounded so nice. But my hearing's gone a bit, so nothing sounds that as nice as it used to. Oh yeah, wireless system will be much better, because I can remember we had to pull all the carpets up so you could run the wires all around the carpets, and then we dug out a channel out of the plasterboard in the wall so we could put all the wires in, because I didn't want all the wires visible. And then I filled it, rubbed it down, and just put it all back in. That was a new saying. Yeah, I will do. I'll go and have a look at that then, because I would love to have the full series of The Odd Couple. I'm getting to the end, by the way, of Quantum Leap. I've just finished series 4. I've got one series left. So another week or so, especially if I've got no internet for the next 3 weeks, I'll be watching a lot of my DVDs, so I should get that one out of the way. And then I've got to think about what we're going to watch now. I might watch The Killing. That's supposed to be quite good. So that's the situation we find ourselves in at the minute. So I may not be around next week or till the 16th or 17th or whatever it is. I forgot now. Yeah, that is true, isn't it, Andy? That's the other thing with the physical media. When your internet goes bye-bye. Biggest problem I have here is that, not that it goes bye-bye, it used to be really slow, yeah? It's you can tell how bad my internet is by the picture you're getting on the screen. But the other thing that happens, and when I used to stream, when I had Netflix way back in the day, I used to get that little revolving circle, and everything had stopped, and that you could watch a film and that, and it would like stop 6 times during the film, and that used to do me head in. And it was one of the reasons why I gave up on streaming. I still look at the what's it called, iPlayer and things for BBC and ITVX and that, the freebie ones, to catch up on things that I've missed. But I don't watch streaming very much, but purely because that's the biggest problem. Have I watched Northern Exposure? Funny enough, Amy, yes, I have. I've been watching it. Where did I watched Northern Exposure? I've seen it somewhere. We've been watching it on a channel. I don't know which one it was, but I haven't seen it for ages. Twin Peaks. I've got that on DVD, the full series of Twin Peaks, which is rather good. And I haven't. That's one of the things that I'm probably going to be watching in the next few weeks. Funny you should say that, OJ. The thing about getting older is you can watch a series and only remember a little bit of it. My wife says that to me lots of times. I'll put something on the telly, on normal Freeview here. I've got one of them boxes so you can record it to watch it any time. And I record stuff. I'll look in the TV magazine and record things in advance because we never watch anything on the day it's done anymore. And I'll put something on and she'll go, "We've seen this." And I went, "No, I haven't seen this." And she went, "Yeah, we watched it a week ago on the other channel," because they'll put it out a couple of times. And if you don't delete everything straight away, it'll if you delete something straight away, it'll re-record it. So kind of I get picked on all the time. Even when we watched series that we've watched before, she'll say to me, "You don't remember any of this, do you?" I go, "No, not at all." I loved Columbo. That's a series that's on my list of box sets to get. You bought the Northern Exposure box set. Ooh. It's quite an expensive one, isn't it? I think. Mind you, I say this talking about things that are expensive because people go to me, "Oh, you buy box sets, they're really expensive." Back when the lockdown was on, I bought Howard's Way. Do you remember that from the mid 80s, mid to late 80s? There was a series called Howard's Way. It was based around a boatyard in Hampshire near the New Forest. And it was really naff. But I watched the first series of it and really liked it for its total naffness. It was great. And then I bought the box set and it was £30, I think. And someone said to me, "Oh, you paid a lot for that, £30. But when you worked it out and worked out how many episodes were in the box set and how many discs and that, I think it had about 15, 20 discs in it for £30. The pound per entertainment hour, if you like, was really, really cheap. So I think box sets are a great buy at the best of times, even if you're buying them new. You generally get really good short amounts of stuff for very cheap money, really. Didn't have to. I try and watch. You know what? I try and work out who's done what in these things, and I'm pretty much always wrong. And Debs will look at me about 20 minutes in on anything, and she'll go, "So and so did that," and because she's right, and she kind of ruins it for you. And I just try and work it out myself, but I'm really rubbish at that. But I always find it very enjoyable. Are you laughing at me saying naff? Absolutely Fabulous was a while back. I wasn't overly struck on it because there was something I liked more than that. And there was a series about an antique shop called Acorn Antiques. And it had Julie Walters in. Are you Aaron or Aaron? Because I've got relations. One's called Aaron and one's called Aaron. They don't like being called something different. So you're going to have to let me know on that one. Anyway, nice to see you in the room. Welcome along. I've been watching The Man from U.N.C.L.E. again. Was it separate from? I don't think. Was Victoria Wood in it? I don't remember her being in that. You see, Tammy, what you're going to get with me is you're going to get old sayings because I'm an old guy. We still talk about shenanigans and things like that round here, We've Aaron Oakwood in Buckinghamshire. Whereabouts in Buckinghamshire are you? I used to live in Rickmansworth, which isn't that far away. And when I did fairgrounds, I used to open in places like Penn and Amersham and Beaconsfield and all them sorts of places. So kind of know Buckinghamshire fairly well. In fact, in my first wedding, I had my honeymoon first night in a hotel in Gerrards Cross. So I kind of know that area all right. I've got Mr. Bean box set too. Oh, look at I've been confused with The Prisoner. I watched it again. Well, I watched about 9 episodes of it. But even now, after all these years, I'm totally clueless as what is going on in it. It is such a weird program. I think they were on drugs when they were writing that program, The Prisoner, because I've never been able to work it out. But for Patrick McGowan, you got to see Danger Man. I thought that was much better. The thing I did like about The Prisoner was the setting. A friend of mine went there and stayed there for 3 days last summer, early part of the summer. He got to a wedding up the country and dropped in there, and they stopped in there and had 3 days there. And they said it was absolutely lovely looking around that place. He did show me photos. I can't think of the name of it. I'm pretty sure, Dave, you know where I'm talking about. If you can write the name of it down, that would be great, because I just can't remember, if the truth's known. Port Merion, there we go. Didn't take long for him to put it up. There are box sets, there are loads still, Steve. You can find them all over the place. Good places to look, charity shops. I was given, I'm talking about given recently, I was given the first 3 Star Wars films from the 70s, and then the next 3 Star Wars films, I was given them as well. So I've got both of them box sets downstairs. It's not my kind of thing, but I may sit down and watch them now I've got them. I might take more to it. The Persuaders, I loved the Persuaders. The colours, there was always a bright orange and a brown in the Persuaders, because it was the start of colour TV in this country, wasn't it? And everything was all vivid colours. I loved it. It was either yellows or oranges, or an orange always went with brown. I loved the Persuaders. I thought Tony Curtis and Roger Moore were brilliant. Always at odds, but always really very funny. We've done it again, haven't we? We always seem to come back to be talking about films and music on this channel. As much as I always like my life lesson stuff, we always come back to this. Which reminds me, I have a video going out on Thursday, because I recorded it today to make sure we got it out before I lost the internet. And that's about, let me just go and have a quick look, because I can't remember what I called it. Why I stopped pretending to like movies that I didn't. That was it. Why I stopped pretending to like movies just to fit in. It's like this link back to in younger days when you'd go at the pictures and everybody would say how brilliant it was, and I'd sat in there and go, didn't like it, but I was too scared to say what I thought at the time. It's funny how we do that, isn't it? So that's going out on Thursday. Tomorrow there'll be a video, about a very short video explaining about what's going to happen if I can't get my internet back for the next few weeks. So yeah, there's that. That's going on. Yeah, purple as well. Purple was another colour they really liked having, didn't they? I love watching those early 70s series because the colours are so vivid. In fact, it's funny you mentioned colour. We were walking through the car park the other day. I parked my car in the car park. I was walking through the car park to get to the shop. And we were talking about the cars and how cars have no really colour now. They're either black, white, grey, or some dull shade of that. And I was saying that when I was younger, when I first started driving, all cars were totally different colours. You'd have red ones and yellow ones and green ones and blue ones and all these different colours in cars. And then when I was watching Corner Scouts yesterday, they did a thing where they were filming going across a lot with cars in. And they were all totally different colours. And it was really, it was really good to see that again. I'd love to have it more. The world's turned boring. Cars have become homogenous. They all look the same, don't they now? And they're always one of 4 colours. Instead of having a different shape like we used to, you don't get cars. Even the new Ford Capri car doesn't look like a proper Ford Capri. I'm getting my rant in here, John, aren't I? Yeah, there's no boldness in anything now, is there? It's always like the same. They want us to drive the same cars. They want us to all drive electric. Not a chance in hell, William Tell. I'm not selling my 20-year-old car that's worth about 4p to go and get myself 20 grand in debt to go and buy a blooming electric car. It ain't happening. Chris Pumfret, my car is yellow with a black roof like a bumblebee's bum. I had a car when I lost my business back in 1991. I had to get rid of everything. My dad said to me, don't go bankrupt, sell everything, get rid of everything. So we got rid of everything. And I needed a car, and I bought a little yellow Ford Fiesta. I've done a video and talked about it a couple of years back on here. But I bought this little Ford Fiesta, and it wasn't just yellow, it was 2 colours. It was yellow and rust. And every time my wife went out in it, the police would pull her up. I went in there loads of times, never ever got pulled up in it. So she moaned at me and moaned at me and moaned at me about this car. So I said, leave it with me, I'll sort it out. So I went and bought some filler. I went and bought a big tin of bright yellow, sunburst yellow, I think it was, paint, and a radiator roller, right? And I rubbed it down, filled it, and just went and radiator rollered this car. And it was completely yellow. I sanded off the rust from all the silver mudguards, bumpers on it, and got that back. And it looked lovely for its age. I think it was 1976 or 77 or something. But this car was great. I had it for a year. I drove all over the country for it. And it was absolutely brilliant car, a little Ford Fiesta. And when I could afford it, I bought another car. I bought a Peugeot 405. I had the money for it, and so I bought a newish car for me. And I bought this Peugeot 405, and it was lovely. So I sold this car. I put a for sale sign on the yellow car, shoved it on the road, and someone come and bought it off me. So I'm sitting in my living room about 3-4 days later, and a knock comes on the door, and there's 2 policemen outside my door, right? And I said, yes, can I help you? And they went, yeah, your car. And I looked out, and I looked at my Peugeot and went, yeah, what about it? And he went, no, not that car, your other car. I went, I haven't got another car. And they went, yes, you have, you've got a yellow Fiesta. I went, no, I've sold a yellow Fiesta, and I've sent the paperwork off to the DVLA. And they said, well, we're here to inform you that your little yellow Fiesta rammed the front window of a Dixon's in Gloucester today. So I sold my car to someone who used it. They rammed into a Dixon's electrical shop in Gloucester, and then back to transit van next to it and loaded the shop and left the car stuck in the window of a Dixon's. So that's what happened to my little 1970s yellow Peril Fiesta. Don't know why I'm telling you this. I just thought I would pass the time, when we're talking about different coloured cars. Shadow, you have a old car from the 70s that's red and white. What is it? Go on, let us know. Amy only drives Toyota cars. I can understand why, because they're generally quite good, aren't they? They don't break down very often. I had at one time, my brother had a thing called a Toyota Tercel, which was an estate car. And I used to have machine pubs and clubs down in Devon. I was living in Weymouth at the time. And as you go from Weymouth to get into Devon, you've got to go up this big long hill that's like that. And my cars would always struggle to get up there. Really, really struggle to get up this hill. I'd be in bottom gear and everything. And that Toyota Tercel, I'd have a video game in the back of it with the back thing, gate thing tied to it. And I'd go up that hill in third gear and it'd fly up it. It was a beautiful car. It was really old. It was silver. It was rusty. You wouldn't think it was worth fourpence, but it drove a dream. It was a cracking little car. El Camino, eh? Ooh. Toyota Yaris. They're the little ones, aren't they? Dave, I keep your car as long as you can. I've only ever had one car on the book. And I bought this car and I realised the minute I bought it that I'd done the wrong thing. Because when I had to pay the payments off for the next 2 years, I hated paying the payments because I already had the car. And I went, never again, I'm not doing this again. So every car I've had since then has been one that I had the money to buy. The car I'm driving now is a Ford Mondeo, 2004 it is. And I bought it 12, 13 years ago now. I had a car that blew up and I needed it quickly. And I bought this car for 800 quid, I think I give. And I expected to use it just a little while. But it's passed the MOT every single time. It never breaks down. I can go in it, start it, and go wherever I want, anywhere. And it's a great little car. And I refuse to sell it as long as it's still going. I'm not going to buy anything else until that dies, because it's just a great car. I'm well happy with it. Don't say never. I'm not selling it until it'll die first. I've grown into the habit of keeping cars until they die, and I don't care how old it is. I don't care that someone may look at me and go, "Cool, he's driving a right old car." Couldn't care less about that sort of thing. I ain't got nothing to prove to anybody. Oh, right, never breaking down. No, it's been a brilliant car, Andy. It's just an absolute gem of a car. I've never had a car that they used to call Fords, didn't they? Fix or repair daily, they used to say. And yet I've had a few Fords and they've all been great little motors. So we're coming up towards the end. I'll tell you what, there's a few of you in here tonight. It's been really nice. Thanks all of you for coming in. You new people, I'm really pleased to see you. It's great to chat to you. We will be doing this again. I'm going to wind this up in a minute, but I've got to tell you, I don't know whether we're going to have another one of these until we get to the 17th of March, because I don't know whether I'm going to have any internet between now and then, because earlier on I talked about it. My service provider has decided to tell me today that they are cutting my internet off tonight at midnight. So I won't have any internet here. Tomorrow I'll be getting up and perhaps having a chat to my neighbours to see if I could jump and piggyback onto their internet for the next 3 weeks. But if I'm not about, that's why. Because you know how much I love our live streams and doing them every Monday. And so I will be back trying to do it again. If we can't get it done, then if I can't get on the internet, then there's going to be nothing that's going to allow me to do a live stream. As you see tonight, I've done the live stream from my phone and it's really, really poor. Hi, Rob. Thank you. That's really kind of you to say so. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to try and do an arrangement with the neighbours. You never know your luck, do you? And see if they'll let me plug in till I get my fibre on. And once I did, oh, we're going to be up and running. Looking forward to the fiver. So that's it from me for this evening. Thank you all so much. It's been brilliant chatting to you all in the chat room. Who knows, with a bit of luck, keep your fingers crossed, and who knows, Monday next week we might be back. But if not, I will see you when I see you. It's been good fun as always tonight. As it's been great to meet a few of you for the very first time. It's been great to meet all of you regulars again, as always. And if you're watching this on the replay, then make a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I will chat to you all very soon. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. Ta-da now.